Intent, what?
Yeah. It's the Ill Intent Podcast. It's your boy Scott Paul.
Steve shot it.
And we back for another one, man. It's episode 24.
Shit.
Yeah, shout out Kobe. Oh yeah, it was just his birthday last week, actually. Yeah. Shout out to Kobe. R.I.P. to a legend.
R.I.P.
Speaking of legend and legendary.
Oh my God, it is a beautiful Sunday morning, Scott. It is
Donda's
a beautiful
here, baby.
Sunday. Thank you, Kanye. Thank you, Kanye. Very cool.
So, yeah, tell me how your morning started.
Amazing. So I woke up to a phone call from my boy Kenny. Shout out Kenny. He goes,
Kenny.
"This is not a false alarm. He dropped. 8 a.m. on a Sunday. Don't know why, but he dropped." And I said, "Oh, word, I'm going to call you back." And I hung up, opened up Spotify. Didn't see Donda at first. So I went over to Apple Music and checked. And they had like half of the tracks available. I was confused. And it wasn't even like the first half of the album loaded. It was like track 1, track 4, track 8, track 9, track 11. Like it was weird. Yeah. So I was like, all right, maybe it's not finished uploading all the way yet. So I went and checked YouTube Music. Bro, I was checking everything because I needed to listen to this shit. YouTube Music had nothing uploaded yet. So I went back to Spotify, and Spotify had the whole thing. But I don't be paying for Spotify Premium, and I want to listen uninterrupted to that album. So then I went and checked back at Apple Music, and Apple Music had the rest of the album loaded. And then YouTube Music finally uploaded it too. So then I was able to listen to it the way it's supposed to be. And I am not disappointed. Yeah, shout out Apple Music.
Yeah. How much of the album did you get through?
So I'm currently on track number 17, I believe.
Word.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to 15. So what you're talking about right now with it not like fully being on Spotify and all that, I really think that he found out that Drake was dropping on September 3rd, and he was like, yo, drop the shit right now. Drop the album now. So it didn't even get the chance to upload to everything on time.
Yeah, but he knew about the Drake announcement before, because that's why he switched his shit to the 3rd. Because that's the one thing I wanted to say also. I've never been so happy to be wrong. I thought that no matter what day Drake dropped, even if Drake kept pushing it, I thought Kanye was going to keep pushing it and waiting for Drake. So I'm very thankful that wasn't the case. I want to get that out of the way. But because Kanye already knew, because that's why he switched it to the 3rd.
Well, but did he switch it to the 3rd before?
After.
Yes. Yeah, so he switched it to the 3rd after Drake switched it to the announced that it was gonna be on the 3rd. Yeah, but it was just a play. Like he's gonna say that it's gonna drop the 3rd, but
and surprise,
because it takes time for all the songs to get uploaded, to all the DSPs. So, I mean, because how long ago was that he said it was gonna drop on the 3rd? Was that like 2 days ago?
Yeah, it was only a few days ago. Whenever Drake hacked SportsCenter. So
he probably just say it's coming out on the 3rd. Upload that shit now. And it just took a few days. I mean, I don't know. That's just a theory. But
what do you think so far?
Bro, I'm so fucking happy. I'm happy it's out. It sounds like a masterpiece. I've only listened to each song. Well, I've only listened to the first 14 songs once. So I can't have like a full formed opinion. But we got Kanye back, baby.
Yeah, no, I'm very pleased.
Literally, listening to the album, I was like, I wish I voted for him.
Word, bro, I did. I didn't make that mistake.
I know, bro. Remember on this podcast, I was like, do not vote for Kanye. I saw he was going crazy at that. He was out of pocket, but.
Nope, I've been with you the whole way.
Nah, word, bro. I feel like you're a day one, man. Yeah. I jumped off, bro. My bad, Kanye, because this album, everybody should vote for this album, bro.
Word. Everyone vote for this album.
Bro, for real, vote for Donda. Yeah, and I kind of like how he doesn't list the features. I listen on Apple Music. I don't know if it does on the other ones, and I know, you can look up, producer and writing credits and all that, but he doesn't list the features, on the album. So when you're listening to it, you're
caught by surprise, bro.
Yeah, and like you're just going in cold. You're going in like just what is I'm completely pretty open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there were a lot of surprise features.
Yeah,
and also just it was different from what I heard in Atlanta a few weeks ago, which I was actually pretty stoked about. Like me and Kenny talked about that too. Like, do you even want it to be this exact version? And I was like, no, not really. Not because it wasn't good. It was fucking amazing. But because like it's special, you know what I mean? Like it's that version of the album that's not gonna be heard again, type shit. Because there were like verses on the now released album that weren't on what we saw, and they're even entire songs that we didn't hear, which got me excited too. Because it's like because part of it was like I don't want to go into this album already ever hearing it because it takes
Having a
away
whole
from the
experience,
hype. You know what I mean? I already
Yeah.
have heard every song. So the fact that there are like new songs on it that he didn't perform, I thought was awesome too.
And you can also listen to the album like still with the anticipation, like what well not knowing what's coming.
Right.
Up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you said one, there are different songs, and also it was a different order.
Yeah, it's
when
an
you're at it.
entirely different
Yeah.
order, which is cool too.
Or yeah, that's
Even though I'm gonna have to give it time and listen to the album multiple times through before I can give a valid opinion on it. I'm not sure which order I like more, because the order he did at the listening party was actually like, it was like a whole journey.
well,
like-
also keep in mind he was doing that to visuals.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you kind of
No, that definitely weighs into it. But and maybe this is only because I went. I can't really say this knowing if I would say it if I didn't go to the event. But I feel like the story is still painted without the visual aspect in the order that he performed it in Atlanta. Like there's more of like a story, epic saga feel. Like kind of like the story arc of like a story, a narrative, you know what I mean? Like there's the establishing in the beginning, then it slowly rises, and then it peaks, and then there's the point of no return, and then there's a resolution. Like it seemed like a whole story arc in Atlanta. Not that it doesn't here, it still feels like a complete piece that starts and finishes.
Well,
but it
you also
seemed
haven't
more.
listened
I
to
haven't
it.
finished it yet. Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? We don't even know if we've heard the peak of the
Yeah, I
album
still got
yet.
9 songs.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It may peak with like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Right,
you
I
never
can't
know.
call it.
It's,
That's
it's
why-
a Kanye album, bro.
Right.
You don't know how this
It's
shit's
an
supposed to go. Just
experience.
listen to it.
Well, I already got it planned that after the podcast, and once I get everything finished,
Word.
I'm going home. I'm smoking. I'm
Word. Big one.
playing the album from the start to the finish on the
Front to
best
back.
speakers I have.
Best speakers.
Just the way it's supposed to be, because like Kanye is an album artist. Like he obviously has a lot of hot singles, like a lot of hot singles, but he's an album artist, and I feel like albums deserve the respect, or should be given the respect they deserve the way they're listened to. You know what I mean? Like even when you dropped yours, first thing I did, I stopped what I was working on and just sat in my computer chair at my desk, got the mood lights going, you know what I'm saying? The fucking color lights,
you
turn
got the
off the
setup.
normal ones, and then just play it all the way through, start to finish, because that's how albums are created.
That's appreciated,
you know what I mean?
man. Yeah, people, your casual listener doesn't understand the amount of, not even the amount of money and effort that goes into, you know, an album, but just all the layers.
Right.
You know, like all the production and writing and all the melodies and the mixing and, you know, all the engineering. There's so many different layers to an album, and somebody like Kanye, there's so much you can't get it on the first listen.
No.
You can't get it all in one listen or 2 listens, and you definitely can't do it if you're distracted. So Kanye's always been, we've talked about this on the podcast. Like Kanye's one of those guys where it's that, like you have rappers, and then you have, and not to say that rap isn't art, because rap is very much art, but I mean rappers in the sense of where their skill set is solely in just the rapping part of it.
Right.
And then you have, you know, your artists where they're
not bound by a specific type of art.
And they're not bound by it, and it's about painting the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye, him being the producer that he is, he just puts these like beautiful fucking pieces together, man.
Of art, bro. They really are.
Yeah, shout out Ye, man.
Yeah.
What's the favorite joint that you listened to so far?
I
don't even want to.
There are parts of each song that are like my favorite. Like it's weird, bro. Like when Lil Baby comes in.
Yeah, okay.
When Lil Baby comes in, like I can 100% say on my way to the studio today, like that's when my hair stood up on my arms, bro. Cause I don't know how I want to phrase this, but like it's a very spiritual album for me. Like it makes me feel like a lot, bro. Like that, like I connect to a lot of the lyrics on that album. And also I've always like, and I don't want to get too deep down this road, but like I've always wavered back and forth with spiritualism and religion and all that stuff. But like this shit makes me feel like closer to God, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, and it makes me feel something more than like the majority of music I listen to, which is like really fucking cool.
Shout out Ye, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Ye. And all the features that I've listened to so far, everybody's killed it so far.
Yeah. No, they're
from Lil Baby. Like
I don't think anyone misses, bro.
Nobody misses. First, like Shad was saying this, nobody knew they needed the Weeknd Lil Baby fucking collab. Like that's. And it sounds like butter. I mean, Yachty kills it.
That was one I wasn't expecting, bro. Yachty shit. Yachty fucking killed that, bro.
Yachty killed it. All respect to Yachty.
Yeah,
man. He did his thing.
Absolutely.
Jay's verse, like
Favi
killed, bro.
Fucking destroyed his shit, bro.
Favi
Griselda, shout out Griselda. I've been talking about Griselda for a minute.
Yep.
I just want to say that if you're not on Griselda yet, you will be soon because Griselda's fucking hot, bro. He got Westside Gunn and Conway the Machine on that shit.
Word.
Crazy. That whole the whole feature list just is insane.
Wild. Yeah,
Kanye
man.
is a legend.
Drake, man, Kanye threw down the gauntlet.
Word. He set the bar high.
Real high.
Like real high. I'll make a prediction though. Drake's obviously gonna have more radio hits. I think.
Yeah.
Off his album for sure. Because this isn't like a radio hit album in my opinion.
Oh, word.
I don't think Donda's like a radio hit album at all.
Radio is so specific.
Right.
You know, you have like pop radio.
Mm-hmm.
You have, hip hop. You have, Kanye's album is like a gospel rap. There's going to be joints that you could definitely play on the radio.
Right.
But radio is built for singles.
Yeah. And there's not.
This isn't a
compilation, culmination, whatever, of singles.
Kanye's never really been like a singles guy, though.
No, I mean he's had like obviously off. He's had huge like graduation
singles.
and shit. There were a bunch of singles.
Yeah, but think through his career. He's like his projects are really built around projects. Like a whole.
Yeah, because even his short ones, even Ye. You know what I mean? Ye was what, 8 tracks? I think 7 tracks. Yeah. Even that, it's still a complete project. Like that feels like a story. It's a short story, but it still feels like you're stepping into a world that you haven't been in yet, and you're being taught about everything in this new world. Like that's why I would love to have all of Kanye's albums on vinyl, but he didn't even press all of his albums on vinyl, so some of them are like shitty quality, so I don't even bother with that. But I got Ye on vinyl, and like that one, like. One, I like because it's short, so it doesn't have to take a large chunk of my day to just sit down and listen to it. But I almost always, unless when I'm driving, I just let my phone play whatever because it knows the music I like. But like when I actually sit down to listen to music, like I like to listen to the project or at least a few parts of it to get like an overarching thing. So like, yay. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but like, I don't want to say Ye is one of his best projects, but it's like one of the most enjoyable to listen to for me.
Okay.
Because it's just like it's warm. It feels warm. It feels like it feels like a campfire, bro. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like it doesn't feel like, again, it's not like a hit or a singles album or anything like that, but it's like it's an experience. Kanye is more than just a musician. Like he's an entire artistic experience. It's crazy. I'm gonna give that man flowers every day.
No, I feel that.
Because he deserves them, bro. He's really Shy. I was talking to Shy about this 2 nights ago, I think, when I was here. Like, I genuinely think that outside of music, outside of entertainment, Kanye is one of the greatest artists to ever walk the earth, living or dead. Like, he's up there with Michelangelo. He's up there with, like, the greatest of all time. It's insane. That's, like, a crazy title to hold. Because we still talk about Michelangelo. That dude was from, like...
Yeah, a couple hundred years
fucking minute ago.
Yeah. A minute ago.
Yeah, I don't want to take a guess. I'm gonna sound like an idiot if I guess what year Michelangelo was doing shit, but I know it was a minute ago.
Yeah. And
he's still held in the highest regard, and I think Kanye should be too.
That'll be for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I think we're gonna see, like, with how Kanye released this album after doing a bunch of listening parties. That's something that we've never seen before.
Right.
I'm intrigued to see how Drake is gonna drop it. Like, is he gonna just drop it like a regular old drop?
I think so. I really do.
I feel like there's so much like shifting, and there's so much
a lot's changing,
going on in the industry. Like, we haven't talked about it on the pod yet, but Tory with the
Tory
NFTs.
Lanez.
So, and we'll get into like what exactly that is, but after he did what he did, I don't really understand why any big artist wouldn't go that route.
Right, other than contractually obligated for what they've already signed on to.
And that's exactly why they're not going to.
That would be my guess.
That's like a small, just little thing.
It's a logical assumption. But
Yeah,
because it doesn't make sense not to. Other than if you're obligated not to, it doesn't really make much sense not to. Or if you don't have an outlet for it and you have no understanding, because obviously people are scared of getting involved in things that they don't understand. But
Tory Lanez made $1 million in a minute.
right.
You know what
I
I mean?
know. That's insane. That's insane. But it's because of the NFT craze right now, too. Because, like, bro, I was, like, scrolling through Twitter the other day, and who was getting... Oh, fucking Drake Bell, who, as soon as I saw Drake Bell, I was like, oh, I should unfollow him. I didn't realize I was still following him. But even after that, bro, all he tweets about now is NFTs and, like, buy my Drake Bell 8-bit NFT for this and like all this crazy shit. And I was like, all right, if Drake Bell's getting into NFTs right now, it's either one of two things. They saw Tory Lanez do it and is like, this has to work and it's not going to work for anyone else. And it's just going to be some scam that a lot of people lose money on. Because I see that happening too, because there are people that don't understand NFTs. So they'll just be like, oh, I want to get it. I want to get it. And then they bought a totally useless one that is just going to devalue like crazy.
100%.
So there's going to be 10,000 of those for every, or 100,000 of those for every one that actually is going to retain value.
You think so?
Yeah. Bro, I know like 14-year-olds making NFTs and people are buying them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's just way too many.
It's such a flooded market right now. That's my whole thing. Everyone hears $1 million in a minute. But they don't realize Tory Lanez made $1 million in a minute.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Any big, like,
right.
If you don't have a fan base or anything like that, and you put out NFT, there's no reason to do it. But if you have a legit fan base who's anticipating an album that's really good, like limit the amount of copies that are out there. Limit that shit. And,
right.
Yeah.
Right. No, because it goes. It's very reminiscent of strictly physical copies. You know what I mean? Like before streaming was a thing, and before the internet, because like, yeah, you could still burn a CD, but one of your friends had to have the original CD. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, that's what it reminds me of. I don't know if it's also, obviously the same, but it makes me think of that.
Definitely. But big difference now is like, where do people listen to music?
On streaming services.
It has to be on streaming services. So
no one has CD players. You know what I mean? And even with MP3s, you're using a streaming service. No one downloads music anymore.
Yeah.
Or if you do download music, you're downloading it on a streaming service.
On one of those streaming services. Right. Yeah. So it's easier to, I feel like, restrict the avenues that people could, like, if people really want to listen to your album, again, if you're a Tory, if you're a Drake, if you're a Kanye, one of these guys, like, I'm thinking cap it at 10 million copies, right? So you can go diamond. I don't know the rules around it, right? But Tory said that he went platinum. Yeah. I mean, it's officially platinum. So say he capped it at 10 million copies so that you can go diamond. Like 10 million people will buy Donda, and 10 million.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And say he charged 20, like Tory Lanez charged $1 for it. Say Kanye charged $20 for, you know what I'm saying, 10 million of them.
Was $200 million, just like that.
And people, like, it would definitely sell.
Oh, I would buy it.
I would buy a bunch of them.
Yeah, 100%. But like, I'm just very curious because I can't call it. Like, I don't want to try and sound like I know how things are gonna go down because I really don't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we don't.
But I do think the more successful NFTs do, the more bad press they're gonna get because of the big corporations, labels, and streaming services. They're going to do everything they can to convince you not to buy NFTs.
Because you said labels and the streaming services, all the money, like all the big dogs have a lot to lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it works how we're thinking that it's actually working, like if this whole Tory Lanez shit, if it's legit how that whole thing went down, then you don't, as a big artist, you won't need a label.
Right.
Because you'll be making a lot more money, and also your fans. Yeah. The fact that your fans can make money off of that.
And don't you just I would feel more connected to the artist. I don't know why. I don't know why at all. But buying 100%. An NFT from the artist rather than streaming it on a service, you feel more connected to that artist.
Well, also now, as a fan, now you're financially invested in the success of this artist that you fuck with.
Right, exactly.
Which is dope.
Yeah. And it just feels like you're contributing to the artists you like rather than the platform that your artists are on.
Well, because now as a fan, you buy that $1 NFT from Tory Lanez, you want it to be worth, as much as possible. So now you're going to be promoting Tory Lanez. You know what I'm saying?
This album's crazy. You gotta hear it.
You know what I mean? You're gonna be listening to all his latest stuff. Like you're gonna be buying all the. You're gonna be making sure that he's doing well, so that your investment is.
Well, yeah.
That's a complete.
That's like NFTs in general, bro. That's just because like. Also, Illuminati, don't kill me for saying this shit, but I feel like the NFTs are like. It's still a pyramid scheme though, and also someone that's trying to make money off of it. But I would feel not like an honest man if I didn't bring this point up.
Please,
because like I still feel like obviously that's just how value works though. That's how stocks work too. It's the same way. It's more interest is more value and shit. But like it doesn't actually increase in value. Like you know how like with gold and it's like it's scarcity and it is involved directly in its rate or however much it's worth or whatever.
Yeah.
Like NFTs, it's pretty much just what people say is dope and should be worth money.
That's every currency.
But that's like everything that I'm thinking about. It's not like really a pyramid scheme, but it sort of is because it's just like, yo, if I get this and you buy it from me for this much, people will see that it's increasing in values and then you can sell it for more, but it's still not like actually increase. I don't know.
That's how currency works.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird to me. It's weird.
It definitely is weird, bro, but that's how currency works.
Yeah.
I'm not here to say that that's right.
Right.
But you have to play the game in order to win it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I'm just trying to understand it. I think that's where I'm tripping up on it because I'm sure it does make sense and it's not unethical, but like to me it just feels like a scam.
No, it's the same thing as buying a painting.
Yeah.
It's the same thing,
that's true.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
Like
you're right.
Cuz somebody makes 20 limited, prints of a painting.
Yeah.
And then like it's just somebody made the painting.
Right.
Like who decides how much that painting is worth? It's the people.
Yeah, maybe that's just something I never really thought about in art in general until NFTs, and that's why I'm just thinking about it and applying it to NFTs, but it applies to all art.
Yeah.
But like, cause that probably happens a lot in painting trading, like insider trading. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'll sell it to you for this much, where it's their own money just to increase the overall value because it changes hands, so people will see, oh, it's worth more now.
Once
but it's probably still like inside trading. You know what I mean?
Once somebody buys a painting for $500, now his paintings are worth $500.
Right.
You know what I mean? They benefit from people like. It's definitely a lot of insider shit going on.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah. I saw, just while we're talking about paintings, did you see the picture of Jay-Z and Beyonce with that Basquiat that wasn't really seen?
What was the controversy around that?
It was, all right, so the controversy, I think, is because it was Jay-Z and Beyonce in front of a Basquiat painting, and Basquiat was like the opposite of grandiose wealth and like
See, I don't know about
selfishness and like, not to say that Jay-Z and Beyonce are selfish, but like what people associate with wealth and greed.
Wasn't Beyonce wearing like a $30 million Tiffany? Okay.
Yeah. No. So it's kind of like very ironic to be standing in front of a Basquiat painting when that's like the exact opposite of what.
Tell me about that.
So I don't know Basquiat's story entirely, so I don't want to speak like a Basquiat expert and like I do know everything, but all I know is the reason people were upset was because it goes against what Basquiat stood for and his art represented.
Okay.
I want to research Basquiat more now because Christian told me actually to research Basquiat because he's one of Christian's favorite artists. But all I know is it was just because it was the irony or the whatever word you want to use, but it was ironic that it was Jay-Z and Beyonce in front of a Basquiat painting because Basquiat's art style is very street influenced. Like a lot of it looks like graffiti and street artwork and shit like that, and it's just the opposite of what people associate with wealth and class and shit like that.
I guess I mean it's all art,
right?
It's supposed to make people feel the way.
And also, it wasn't like a known piece. It was a piece like no one really saw either, so it was like huge news too. I mean, some people saw it, but it wasn't like a well-known Basquiat piece because I think it was in someone's private collection for a really, really long time. So people are just like, "Yo, new Basquiat dropped." Wait, why the fuck does Jay-Z and Beyonce like? Yeah,
people are so annoying, bro. It annoys me the stuff that people get mad about.
Yeah,
just because like both Jay-Z and Beyonce came from the streets,
exactly. So they would be able to appreciate the art. And who is anyone to tell another person that they're not appreciating art properly? That goes against what art literally is. Like, it's 50%. And well, this is my opinion on art. Art is something I think that will be debated forever, and it has been debated forever. But I think art is equal parts artists, equal parts audience. Like for what the art does, you know what I mean? It's on the audience to receive the art
100%.
as much as it is on the artist to create the art.
To create it, yeah, facts. I mean,
because anyone can look at a painting and not. Well, no, all right. How do I want to phrase this? A lot of people can look at things and think that they're seeing it, but missing everything.
Yeah, like a lot of art isn't appreciated until other people appreciate it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of art is just like the FOMO.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Van Gogh, Van Gogh died poor.
Mm-hmm.
Van Gogh is one of the, most revered artists of all time, respected artists of all time. He died poor. He died as a poor artist that nobody really cared about.
Yeah.
It was after he died, that's when all of it, now his art, his stuff is worth what it's worth. Yeah. It's all subjective and it is a two-way thing. Like you could be the best artist in the world, but if the market isn't ready for it or if they don't understand it, it don't really matter. But man. People are funny, man. I think you just, as a famous person, as a celebrity, as a successful person, you just have to accept the part where people are just gonna find reasons to think you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, people that
only people without money can appreciate Basquiat. It's like, bro, what are you even saying?
What do you even say, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Tory, I got a show with Tory. Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. September 10th.
September 10th, catch me with Tory Lanez at XL Nightlife in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's just gonna be lit.
Yeah, man.
You excited?
I'm really excited, bro. I'm so excited. It's gonna be the first time performing this is my first concert since like in over a year and a half.
Post-COVID,
yeah. It's my first post-COVID show. So, I'm about to go crazy.
Yes, sir. Do you know what you're going to perform?
I'll
rough it out. There's a lot. I said you gotta rough it out and figure it out. There's a lot of good ones to choose from. That's the thing.
And that's the real exciting thing so this is the first time I'm going to be performing these songs off the album and creating these songs. I've, a lot of what I do is visualization.
Mm-hmm.
Creating these songs, I just always saw myself on stage.
Yo, yeah, bro. Even being with you in the studio while you were making the album, bro. Just seeing you the way you walk around the studio, spitting the lyrics and shit. Like you're a performer, bro. Like. Obviously, your music's good regardless of the performance, but you're a performer. Like
Bro.
You've got the energy to have that music live. You know what I mean?
That's how I fit that. There's so many parts of being an artist that I love. The writing process, the recording process, but being on stage is like that's it, bro.
Yeah.
That's like what I fucking live for. So.
You know what's crazy? I only recently I've been on stage with artists when I started doing video and stuff, but only recently been in bigger crowds and shit on stage, and bro, I didn't realize the perspective you have from stage, how dope that shit looks.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, that's just just a cool visual aspect, just seeing a sea of people and they start to just disappear after a point, you can't make out faces anymore and it's just shapes. That's just that's crazy. It's dope. It's a dope feeling.
It's wild. It definitely is, man. And it's also, especially a show like this, these big shows where people may not all be going to see you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're going to see somebody else. It's also that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
How do I put these people on?
Winning the crowd over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or warming them up and whatever. Just being responsible for them having a good time. Being responsible for them feeling that vibe.
Yeah, because you're kind of setting the energy for the night too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. That's a cool dynamic.
Bro, it's going to be lit, man.
Yeah,
September 10th, if you're in New Jersey, XL Nightlife in Elizabeth, it's going to be lit. Big time.
Yes, sir.
Big time. Be there.
Or else.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I need Killer back on here to
Word.
Shit, what else is there? Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
I was gonna tease something else. Don't even worry about that. I got a lot on the way. What about you, bro? What you got coming up? Anything?
Bro, always working. We got Young Tella.
Oh yeah.
He's this artist from New York. He's dope. He's got a new music video dropping on the 3rd. Maybach Dreamin'. I shot and edited that, and directed it. That's fire. I'm excited for everyone to see that.
Shout out Tella.
Yo, you and me got some stuff coming for sure.
Yes, we do.
let's see what else I've been doing. I've been working with a lot of people out of the studio recently, which has been great. So yeah, just consistent content coming from me for sure. I've been in here more than I've been home, bro. I've just been working, working. So I got a lot of exciting shit coming. Like I said, I don't wanna say too much, but definitely a lot of big things, a lot of cool things coming up for sure.
Yeah, make sure y'all following the boy, man.
Yeah, Steve shot it.
Yes, sir.
Bow. You know the vibes.
Yeah, we definitely getting busy. It's not slowing down, man.
No, absolutely not. Every day too, I keep thinking it's just like, yo, life's moving pretty fast, and then it just turns into another gear, and then another gear. But like, I'm here for it. Like, it's cool. I'm cool with it. I love it.
Bro, definitely always remember to enjoy the moments, because that's all life is, man.
Yeah, that's what I've been working on, just trying to be present and like, cause like, bro, this shit, we've got pretty fucking exciting lives that we should be like really aware of how
lit it
fortunate
is,
it is. Yeah, like how lit it is, how fortunate we are, and how hard we work to be here. You know what I mean?
Appreciate all of it.
Yeah.
100%. I wanted to just shout out everybody who participated in the March on Washington.
Right.
So yeah, thousands marched in Washington yesterday for voting rights. This is the anniversary of the march in 1963. So voting rights around the country are definitely under attack. There's a lot of cities and states around the country that are doing the most to make it difficult for certain people to vote. So yeah, just want everybody to be aware of that. Our elected officials, they should want maximum participation. They should want maximum civic engagement. And when you see your public officials making it more difficult for
trying
people,
to restrict you,
trying to make it more difficult for people to, just to have their voice heard, whether that's voting, whether that's like something going on locally is like at the council meetings, at the town council, board meetings, stuff like that. COVID proved that it's very easy to do virtual meetings.
Yeah.
Where you can have everybody involved. People that have, health issues, people that have kids who can't bring them out, people that have, whatever work schedules, car problems.
Yep.
There's a whole myriad of reasons why people, wouldn't be able to go to a physical, thing. But we could do it on our phone.
Right, we're in the digital age now.
In 2021, there's no reason not to, but there's for whatever reason, certain local governments don't want to do that. So we just got to be cognizant of that. So shout out to everybody who's just fighting the good fight, who's fighting for the voice of everybody, for the voice of people to be able to have government run for us.
Right.
Government's supposed to be
for the people.
For the people. Yeah. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah. One thing is slightly related. It just made me think of it because of you saying, or me saying we're in the digital age and there's no reason for people not to be able to just access it through their phone or computer. Did you see Fortnite had?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How do you? What's your opinions on that, and how do you feel? Because I want to talk about that for a minute. Because I think that's I kind of think that's similar to the future of education. I think a lot of schools might be taking place in like video games. Not that schools will be video games, but a lot of the learning will be through video games and digital education that. But there's a little part that's just weird with me, that you're learning about these super important historic events and serious things, and you've got like jumping challenges next to them and like explosion challenges, and like there's just something there's a little weird about that to me.
I feel that.
That could be, improved on a little bit. I like the idea of kids learning through video games because I think they really will learn better that way. Because I think you
gotta meet them where they're at.
Right. Everyone learns differently, especially on an individual level, but also on a generational level, because it's the world you grow up in. Just like how my parents didn't have computers in school, but we had computer fucking docks that ran around to every classroom, and you need a laptop, you could pull out of a laptop. Right. I don't think that that's a bad thing. It's just now we're using the tools and resources that are relevant to the day and age. And I think a lot of kids in school, like school-age children, are more attentive. I don't know what the word is, but in like video games or like digital things that they find fun, they'll actually pay more attention to, because when you're sitting at a desk and you're a little kid that plays games or whatever with the majority of the day, or what they enjoy doing, when you're in school, that's the last thing you're going to pay attention. Facts. All you're going to think of, when can I be on Xbox again? Facts. Like, this sucks, sitting in a desk looking, what the fuck's a chalkboard? Why doesn't that have a power button? You know what I'm saying? No, like, I mean, they got smart boards now, actually, now that I think about it.
So actually, for the people may not know exactly what we're talking about.
We didn't even explain what the fuck happened. Yeah, so Fortnite, Epic Games, they did this, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a game mode, I guess, but it's not a game. You just get like transported into Washington DC or some shit, something that looks like DC, and they have a bunch of like projectors and screens set up around the map of parts of like MLK's speech being given, and then if you go into a different building, they've got like different monuments with like about the Freedom Riders. Crazy. And like a bunch of different things through history. So kids can learn in Fortnite about different things, but they also have like mini games aside. Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I when I said jumping challenges.
No,
which is like weird.
I didn't even know that they did all that. I played Fortnite last night. You know, the homies asked me to hop on. Yeah, so I
just saw a YouTube video. I didn't even open the game.
Word, yeah, I saw. They had MLK's face, and they had like a little video, but I didn't know they had a whole interactive thing where you could play in it. But like a lot of kids aren't being taught about this stuff at home.
Right.
You know, I wasn't, even the Martin Luther King speech, like all you really know about it is I have a dream, that part of it. But there's so much profound stuff that he said in there, and so much around that speech that we don't know. So I think that Fortnite doing that is really, it's great. It's great, especially because I have no idea if and when there's going to be these advancements in actual school, where it's going to be taught in curriculums.
Right, it's kind of cool that they're taking that on, you know what I mean? Because it's important.
You know, because you have like all this backlash against CRT.
Right.
And from people who
don't know what CRT is.
All the people who are like advocating against CRT
just have a misunderstanding of what
they
CRT
either
is,
haven't
or
researched
they're
it, or they know it. Like they either don't know what it is, or they know what it is and they don't care.
Right.
Like they just don't want that. You know, all the negative things that they're saying about it, it's like so baseless and so skewed and ignorant that like any smart person who does the research on actually what it is gonna be like, this makes sense.
Right.
This is just history.
That was my first exposition of the whole CRT being taught in schools debate was from the right perspective, not the correct perspective, the conservative political perspective, whatever.
Right, yeah.
Right. And I was like, this sounds kind of fucking crazy. And then it just took like 10 minutes of researching, like, oh, they're just saying the wrong shit. Like, that's not what they're petitioning to be taught at all. Like, what the fuck?
And that's all it is. And you have these people that are telling other people, oh, you don't want them to teach our kids this, and this. And then those people don't even know what it actually is, but then they're being taught by, like, your Tucker Carlson.
And it's ironic, it's the same people that are just like, you erase history, then we're doomed to repeat it, which I agree with that sentiment. But, like, how are you getting butthurt about... like, I don't understand, like, because there's a lot of like contradictions and hypocrisy in their view on history. You know what I mean? Like, let's teach this stuff and say we have to learn all of history, but the second we start learning about a part of history that makes us look like the bad guys, then actually maybe we shouldn't learn all of history, because like, there's no need to like, bring up the past. Like, people just get angry. Like, we don't need to talk about, like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand it.
It's so obviously oppressive.
Right.
It's so like obviously oppressive, and they take advantage of like the trust of good people. They take advantage of it. They put all this fake propaganda out. They just tell all these lies and have these these good intentioned people really thinking negatively about something that makes perfect sense. Like, just telling the whole, like, the fact that nobody knew about Black Wall Street, like Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's like a huge.
That's insane.
Everybody, after like finding out that really happened, and then finding out that a lot of that really happened, and then understand that we weren't taught that in school.
Right, that's the thing. I learned that those years in US too or whatever when I was in high school.
No,
I learned that time frame. Why didn't I learn about that? Like that was a really fucking important thing that happened. Like a really fucking important thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and there's like a bunch of that. Like everybody, this isn't about making anybody feel bad, but how can we how can we effectively talk about what's going on today and certain situations today without the context of it?
Exactly.
You need context.
Yeah.
Bro, like it drives me crazy, but it's just another effort to oppress, you know, to paint certain people a certain way and to silence voices, you know, silence experiences. Like that's all that is. It's just annoying, bro.
Yeah.
It's super annoying.
So shout out Fortnite for trying to make a effort to educating the youth.
Because we need all of it. Yeah. So shout out Fortnite, man. Yeah, bro, it's wild. Like one of my friends sent me this article that this like stupid conservative, you know, publication or just Facebook page. Yeah. I don't even like saying conservative.
Right. No, I know. I was thinking that. I wasn't gonna say anything because there are like some conservative.
There's like a lot of conservative stuff I agree with.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I don't. But it's like, you know, like the ignorant right. I don't know what to call it. I guess an alt-right whatever thing.
Yeah. I don't
whatever.
know.
And they were talking
Ben
about
Shapiro-esque motherfucker. Fight me, Ben Shapiro. You can catch these hands any day of the week. Any day of the week. Sunday through Sunday, dog. Sunday through Sunday, and that don't mean from like the morning to the night. That means like this Sunday till next Sunday. You could catch these hands, bro, anywhere. I'll come to you. You could come to me, bro. Let's get it popping. It's just a political debate. We'll call it that. We'll debate with our hands, bro. We'll debate with our hands. It'll be a good time. Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry, I had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, but like, you know, one of them, they were just writing this thing. I think we've talked here about the shooting that happened last month on July 4th with the military veteran, 61-year-old black military veteran who was killed in my town. His family had called for help because he had PTSD. Yeah, PTSD, and he was suicidal. You know, they called for help. Cops came and killed him within, you know, like 15 seconds, whatever. So I'm openly critical about several institutions in this country because I feel like it makes sense to try to always do better. You know, if there are institutions that aren't serving certain people or historically have been oppressive to certain people, it makes sense to look at them and amend them. Right. You know, and this was a situation where I feel like clearly you want it to be handled better. If somebody calls for help and then you come and kill them in 15 seconds, you clearly want to try to find different ways to go about doing that. Yeah. And like this article, you know, this page is talking about how I'm like just calling all cops racist and how, you know, it like talking all this stuff about us. And like I see stuff like that and I laugh.
Right.
Because I'm like, again, I don't know if you're just ignorant. Like I don't know what's political gamesmanship and what's just ignorance. It's hard to like decipher between the two, but it's a lot of it is deliberate. It's deliberate and diabolical. They try to make it seem like just trying to correct things that are clearly wrong. If there's people dying that shouldn't die, then clearly you want to find fixes to it. But if you try to find fixes to it, you know, they make it seem like you're like anti, you know what I'm saying? You're anti-American, you know, whatever. It's obvious and it's oppressive and they're not going to win. Yeah. They're not going to win. Yeah. Not like that, bro.
No.
Not like that, man. Yeah.
I don't know. I know we're running up on 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that we wanted to touch on.
I know we touched all the topics that we
everything
wanted
that we want to talk about. Before we go, I definitely want to just because I have a good friend of mine. He's actually my godson. His father, my homie Mikey. He's long time. He's a young cat, but Marine. You know, still works. This whole situation that happened in Afghanistan, he was getting calls it's like really, really tough for people in the force right now.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you to all the vets. Thank you to everybody who's currently serving. Everything going on in Afghanistan, I don't know the intricacies of it. I know it's a really messed up situation, and I know that people are dying that shouldn't be dying.
Right.
And I'm not going to pretend to know what the remedy for that is, but
Right.
you know, they definitely have my prayers. They have my condolences.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, just salute to y'all, man. I hope that we can stop having wars that we don't need to have. I hope we can stop occupying places that we don't need to be in. And yeah, just as a species, we just got to do better, man.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time, bro. We are capable of so many fucking marvelous things. And like, this is what we do. So people do better. Shout out to the troops. Shout out to all my people.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who's just living life, loving life, doing your best to to make your time on this planet enjoyable for yourself and for the people around you. Salute to y'all. Anything, Steve?
What he said.
Till next week. Still in 10 podcast. Yeah, man.